The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations still going on here in Morocco. We are now left with 16 teams, and part of those 16 teams is Tanzania and Sudan from the Sekafa region. Uganda failed to make the mark despite qualifying for the 2019 round of 16. They've not qualified since then, and on return to the Africa Cup of Nations, they did not do well. But away from that, I want to thank you for the subscription, for the comments, for the sharing and everything. We are now speaking English. Twogera Luzungu, tuli away from Uganda. So I know my Ugandan people, you speak this language very well and you understand. I want to look into the last 16 encounters and of course give you what I believe will be the outcome. First things first, Senegal is going to take on Mali. Tough game. Mali has not won a game in this competition. They qualified with 3 draws, including one against hosts Morocco in a game that was very tight, the game that they had to come from behind, scoring a penalty since Sinayoko there. So they faced a Tunisian side who impressed against Uganda Cranes, but that was not the same against Nigeria in the 3-2 loss and also in the 1-1 draw with our neighbors Tanzania. So it's going to be a tight contest. Mali have been doing very well defensively. They've conceded just once, and that was against Morocco, but they faced a Tunisian side that has scored in every game. Remember, Mali has scored only once this campaign, drawing, I think twice, because they drew 1-1 with Zambia. They were held by Comoros 0-0, so they've conceded twice, they failed to score once. On the other hand, Tunisia has scored 5 goals despite just winning 1. So it's going to be a kind of attack against defense in that regard, because Tunisia scored 3 against Uganda, 1 against Tanzania, and of course 2 against, by the way, Nigeria. So they've scored 6 in 3 games. They come into this game on the back of a performance that was not so impressive under Sami Trabelosi. That was against Tanzania. Not to take away anything from Tanzania, but Tunisia were expected to be the outright winners out there. So tight contest. Tom Saint-Fiet, the Mali coach, saying it's going to be their defense that could be key in this game because they will not concede a lot. But remember, until this tournament, Tunisia played the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, winning almost all games without conceding a goal. So defense against defense, but of course we have seen the Tunisian attack. Hachuri there scored twice against Uganda. Hopefully he stands up. If Bisuma the other side, Lasili Sinayoko and some other guys including Dumbia. So tight contest. I think Mali, for the first time in this tournament, will go on and clinch that, whether it's through penalties or extra time, but I believe they have the firepower and ammunition to win that. Then Sudan against Senegal. This is a game where I see Senegal's outright favorites. However, Sudan have proved that they are playing for their country. Of course, not that Senegal are not playing for theirs, but with the civil war in Sudan that has lasted for over 5 years, these players feel they have the obligation to make the people happy. I remember when they qualified for this tournament, the game in Libya, I think they drew 0-0 with Ghana. The fighting factions back home are stopped for that day to celebrate. Maybe this could also push them to go on and do something that not many people expect here. Kwesapia, one of the most experienced coaches out there. Tough game, you believe, despite Senegal missing their captain Kalidou Koulibaly, they will go on and win that. But of course it won't be as easy as people think. I watched them against Algeria. Until that red card, they were very competitive, and even after that red card, they remained a very competitive side. On Sunday, our neighbors Tanzania are going to face it rough. They are facing hosts Morocco in a 65,000-seater. You expect a lot of booing when they have the ball and the cheers when Morocco has the ball. But Miguel Gamondi and Mwana Ali Samata saying we've played under such conditions. Most of these players play in the CAF Champions League, in the Confederation Cup. I remember Simba and RS Berkane of Morocco are first off in the CAF Confederation final this last year. So it's going to be top quality against arguably the lowest ranked team currently remaining in the tournament. The few meetings they've had, Morocco has always come out on top, but it hasn't always been easy. And Walid Ragri are saying our games have always been close. He pinpointed two players, Simon Msuva and Bwana Samata, as ones that they believe could hurt them. But of course, I gave it to Morocco to go out and win it, and comfortably. Not to take away anything from Tanzania, but I think they've overachieved. Not winning a game and into the last 16. So my Tanzanian people, my Waswahili, Fatima Abdallah, my friend here, pole sana, bagenda bakuba. The other game, Cameroon against South Africa. When South Africa was returning into international football in 1992, they played 3 friendlies against Cameroon. I think it was in 4 or 5 days. Cameroon winning 1, drawing 1, and then winning, South Africa winning the other. So these two teams have a friendly relationship, but on the pitch, it always goes beyond that. Remember, Cameroon was coming off a very good show in Italia 90, where they had reached the quarters. 1992, South Africa getting back into international football after the apartheid. Since then, it's Africans that have won this title for their respective nations. Ali Sisi, of course, we saw Jamal Belmadi, then Emas Faye with Ivory Coast after they sacked Jean-Louis Gassetti, who is, by the way, passed away in this campaign. So it's going to be a close one. David Peg with Cameroon. Hugo Blues knows everything about Cameroon, but this is a different side of Cameroon. They fight, they are physically imposing, they are fast, so don't expect it easy for South Africans, who are a little not physically imposing, and also they are not as big as we saw the previous Bafana sides that had John Shoes Moshu, Dr. Kumalo, Phil Masinga, and the likes, but of course a very attacking side. Expect goals in this one. I would like to see South Africa advance, but my heart tells me it's going to be Cameroon. Tough one.